Hello, darlings! Are you ready for some time traveling? Back in November, Mommy-O and I visited Lopez Island. In the 4 days we stayed on Lopez Island, so much happened. Since this is a long video, I'll share some highlights so you get an idea of what's ahead. We witnessed the making of donuts with freshly grinded wheatberries. Check out a food truck and local restaurants. Go on a spontaneous farm tour and feed a flock of sheep. They chase you like zombies when you shake the food bucket. We also explore nature spots like Iceberg Point, Watmough Bay, and Shark Reef Sanctuary. Then there's kayaking and crabbing. That's not all. We get a tour of a house that was cut in half and brought here from Canada. And we take you inside the boutique inn we stayed at. Ready or not, let the Washingtonian adventures begin. Good morning! Greetings from Washington State. It is just shy of 9:30 a.m. and we are waiting in line in our car to get on the boat. We are going from Anacortes Ferry Terminal to Lopez Island. We're staying for 3 nights, excited for the views, excited to get some fresh air. Round-trip ticket prices from Anacortes to Lopez Island vary. For a standard vehicle and a driver, it's about $37. With a second adult passenger, it's an additional $14.50. Altogether, we paid $51.55. Hey, we got on the boat! What's gonna happen? We can stay in the car the whole time. I heard that we could go out, but we need to wear a mask. So I'm curious. It's our first time on the ferry in Washington State, so I think we gotta check out what else is here. So curious, you know? I gotta use a restroom. It's super windy, but since it's our first time riding the Washington Ferry, let's bathe ourselves in the passing scenery. These seagulls are flying in the same direction as us. Aha, a little island is up ahead. Wonderful. Okay, that's enough. Let's warm up the body now. Wow, so cold. Alright, it looks like they taped off every other table because of COVID times. Oh, there's nobody up here. Very few people. The dining area is completely closed off. Drinks, snacks, coffee. Kitchen's completely closed off. Feels a little apocalyptic being this empty, you know? We got some travel pamphlets, brochures. These chairs remind me of the airport. Oh, we got some sunny booths as well. It's a little past 10:20 a.m. and we've made it to Lopez Island. At the time we visited, it was November, so the autumn leaves were a fiery red. Let us explore tonight's accommodation. Cool chair. Oh, I love the color. Ooh, we have cookies waiting at the check-in counter. Mommy-O already grabbed one. That's why there's a little blank space.
It smells so good, Linda.
And let's grab one of these. It's a farm map. Next to the check-in counter is a shared living room with a fireplace and all kinds of unique decor. They have a grandfather clock. Awesome. Can't wait to hear it. A couple steps away is the dining area and kitchen. So we have the indoor dining and the doors open out. Let's see what it looks like from the front. Ooh, how charming. Is this lavender? Yeah, it's lavender. It can be very easy to get distracted by nature. Shall we take a peep into our room? Feels domestic, like we're staying in a family home. All right, one bed for you, one bed for me. Check it out. It's an old style bathroom. Look at this tiling. This bathroom reminds me of an apartment I lived in LA. It was built in the 1920s with similar tiling like this. So Mommy-O is in love with this furniture. Wow. We have a bottle of white wine waiting for us. Lopez Island Vineyards. What is this? Is brandy? For some reason, you look really small compared to the stuff around you. And we're gonna settle in a bit and then head out for lunch.
In the meantime, a breeze flirts with the bathroom curtain.
Across from our room, there is a desk with a chair and then another chair. And here there is a little basket filled with cards. Photos and artwork all done by Lopez Island resident. Alright, so around the corner of our room, there is an exit route. That's where we parked our car.
Hey, let's go feed some sheep. They get so excited at the sound of a shaking food bucket. That's me down there, shaking their food and running. Hee, who doesn't love to be chased by fluffy cuties?
Hi, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Crystal. We're the Roventis and we own Edenwild. So a little bit about our place. We have owned the Edenwild for 6 years. It is a soon-to-be 10-room little boutique inn. It's very special to us because it allows us to share our really sweet little island with people from all over the world.
So the Edenwild feels like a very old Victorian building, but it's actually fairly new. The actor Tom Skerritt and his wife Susan Aran were the original owners and builders of Edenwild. So Edenwild is a truly family business. Crystal and I, we have 6 kids and they all play a role.
Our kids are definitely a big part of what we do.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's the little one that we carry on our back as we're cleaning or doing things, or our older boys who are there to greet guests.
So along with Edenwild, we have a sheep farm on Lopez, and we have 60 ewes. A ewe is a female sheep that you use to breed. We have Texels, Dorsets, and
Southdowns. That's my favorite.
Yeah. And we have some Suffolks. Those are the black-faced sheep that you see here.
Some of these moms that you see here, they will be expecting babies in the spring, and usually twins, but sometimes even triplets. So that's the biggest reward of the year. That's the most fun right there, is the baby lambs. And that one you can see has a different type, but this one is just like the most beautiful wool.
And they just naturally stay this white?
Yes.
You know, my hands are quite cold and their tongue is very warm, so their tongue is like my heater. It fogged up my lens.
Let's feed the humans too. About a 3-minute walk away from the inn is a coffee shop called Isabel's Espresso, and there's a food truck nearby called El Tacobate. They sell tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and tortas. Choose your meats or go vegetarian. Local veggies and pork are part of today's menu.
We got our tacos, relocated our car, and look at this view. It's quite chilly outside though. We got 4 types of tacos, each with a different type of meat. And in this box, we have the torta with chicken. You have guacamole in there and a tomato. And this bread was made at Holly B's, right here on Lopez Island.
We ordered 4 tacos, one of each type of filling. They all look meaty, but we did order a vegetarian one. This first taco must be grilled beef.
Oh, there's a lot of guacamole in that. Are we gonna be able to fit that in our mouth? Stretch your mouth before you bite into it.
Chicken taco is good, but I prefer beef taco.
Me too. The meat was juicier. Carnitas.
This tastes like a special meal, right?
That's good. Definitely feel the cilantro. A little bit spicy. It's getting spicier. What we're thinking is the carrot. Because the carrot, I think, is pickled with the jalapeno. Jarritos.
I love the color. So pinky.
Oh, and it looks so good with the water over there. Blue and pink.
Wow, sparkly.
Sparkly. The way you say it sounds like makgeolli. It's more fizzy than sweet. Do you hear that? Did you hear that? It's nice, huh? The last but not least taco. It has a tinge of a spaghetti sauce flavor. The fourth taco we had is the softest meat of all. What's the best one so far?
Beef.
This is quite big. I'm gonna stretch my mouth. Good luck biting into it. Oh, it's dripping. How is it?
This is the best of what I ate. I love the toasted bread.
A bunch of ingredients. Touch my face. That is the best one, for sure. The name of the food truck has taco in it. I'll talk about it, but it's all about the torta. Torta. Am I saying it right? Torta. We are investigating what makes this so delicious. We think it's the sauce.
And the golden toasted bread.
Mamio needs her daily coffee, so we get her a shot of espresso, then hit the road. About 10 miles south is Iceberg Point. Along the way, we experience firsthand some Lopez Island culture. The locals wave hi to you when they drive by, so we quickly adopt this friendly practice and wave back.
We parked at the beach parking lot, and then we have to walk through a private road, and then it'll be like about a mile to get to Iceberg Point.
Visitors will pass by private property, so please be respectful and keep voices low.
Today the sun is setting at 4:45 p.m. and right now it is 2, so we got about 2.5 hours. We're walking by a lot of little white mushrooms. We made it to the point. Quite windy. Woohoo! Over the edge and there's a lot of kelp.
The kelp bobs up and down as a seagull makes its swift YouTube debut. Ah, these rocks are art to my eyes. It's cool how these nearly straight lines create angular grids. Some of these holes are triangular or diamond shaped. The internet is spotty out here, so before the sun sets, we head back north.
Now we're gonna stop by the grocery shop, pick up some snacks. Get some almond flour crackers. I was looking at these bags. Recycled leather, natural fibers, handmade by indigenous woman from South America, fairly traded and made with love. And look at the llama! It has 2 kernels of corn on each side. Yay! It's my new pet!
Gathered some munchies and now back to Edenwild.
Alright, it's chilly outside. So let's drink some whiskey. There are no street lights. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't see anything. Put my cell phone light on, but no, it's not doing anything. We have cars passing by every so often, so we should watch out. Setsunai. Ooh. I said this is what it looks like from the front. It feels more mysterious and magical because we came here at night. I wonder how different it will feel if we come during the daytime. We're gonna get the simple pork ramen and gyoza. They make it fresh from scratch here. Near the building entrance is a warm waiting place. Alright, we're gonna take it to go and eat in the dining room. Oh, right across the street, there's CrossFit. Back at the inn, at the dining area, this is the simple ramen. Smells good. And here we have the meat gyoza, 5 for 11 bucks. I'm gonna have a piece of pork first. Oh, we got some sesame seeds on there.
Crunchy, crunchy.
Tastes like bacon. A very thick bacon. The pork is sweet. It's not crunchy inside and out. Some of the edges are crispy. Texture's like medium firm. Definitely a smoky flavor. Tastes like a bonfire. Let's try some of the broth. We got some scallions in there. Umami. Oh, the eggs have black sesame on it. There's some noodles here that are really stuck together. Onto the gyoza. Each one is pretty hefty. Ooh, it's got a lot of content inside. A very sweet sauce. And the interior, because it's meaty, it's savory. I really like the insides. The filling is 10 times better than the sauce. Really cool texture. It's the lampshade. 9:20. Gonna head to bed soon.
Oh,
Good night.
good night, Lopez.
She named the llama Lopez. This guy might be an alpaca.
It's 7:30 on a Saturday morning. There is magic in the kitchen.
All right, let's see what they're making in the kitchen. Good morning. What are you making over there?
I've got some donuts that we're making with flour from our farm.
Hi, I'm Brendan.
I'm Gabrielle, and we own North Star Farm on Lopez Island. And we grow wheat and small grains, and then we bake with them.
They make and sell their goodies on Saturday mornings year-round. You can also find them at the Lopez Island Farmers Market from May to September. When any donuts come up broken, squished, or too small, they are fed to their pigs. The donuts that are destined to sell are rolled in superfine sugar, then packed in their North Star Farm bag. It sure looks tempting.
Oh, the texture's very nice too. Made from scratch. Ingredients too, like you guys made it from scratch.
So fresh.
Definitely feel that nutmeg in there. Okay, there's no more donuts leaving this kitchen. Like, I'm having a whole.
The best. Really mean that this is the best donut I had ever tried. Really.
So I make a variety of bagels. I've got everything, garlic, onion in the oven, sesame, poppy, and plain. Our bagels are all handmade, so they vary batch to batch. Even with the season, warmer temperatures versus colder temperatures. Depending on how I feel, I'll bake them a little more, a little bit less.
We grow the wheat, which once you take all these little pieces off, it looks like this. And then we grind it, and then it turns into flour that we bake with.
Oh, do you sell the flour like that?
Yep, we do.
This flour is a little bit different. It holds together. In industrial flour production, they separate the different parts of the wheatberry, and they also, to make it shelf stable, but they also take out a lot of nutrition. So we're keeping as much of that good stuff in as we can.
Yeah, at our family we use this instead of rice. It takes longer to prepare, but I feel like it's got this texture, kind of like tobiko in terms of it kind of pops in your mouth, and it's just got this depth of flavor that I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know where it came from.
Our hope is to get people to start to think about wheat like they think about coffee in terms of where it's grown and the different varieties and the different preparations of it. It's not just a can of Folgers anymore that people used to think of coffee just as this commodity, just like people kind of just grab a bag of flour at the grocery store. We want people to start to think about where was it grown, what is the specific variety, is this good for making cakes or is this good for making pizza dough, and to start to think about those types of aspects of growing local wheat. Totally local here. These are eggs from our chickens. This is a chicken's first egg.
Oh.
And so it's got 2 yolks in it.
What?
They're often doubles. Yeah, like look at that.
Oh, so it's a bigger in size.
Yeah, when we crack it open, there'll be 2 yolks.
Wow.
Anthony made these mini quiches.
This is our breakfast, all homemade here. And we got some more donuts. We got 2 everything bagels, sesame seed, and poppy seed. This is gonna be filling. Do we need lunch? I don't think so. We're gonna be fueled for hours. Course 1 of breakfast is blueberries, strawberries, and chia seeds and yogurt. I'm gonna put the granola in after I ate the berries. A little bit later at 11:30, we're gonna go kayaking and crabbing. I'm gonna have another donut. I can't help myself. Are we sharing one? I'm already pretty full. Looks like there's broccoli, onion, some tomato. All the quiches I've come across before, they tend to be very dense, but this one, it's more light.
So fluffy. I have a confession. This is the best quiche I ever had. What's the recipe?
I'm gonna need another one. It looks quite shiny, but on your fingers, it's not very oily. We originally were gonna just share one, but we ended up having them both. Let's try the bagel. Who's excited? It rains ingredients. I give you the big piece. All the little toppings fell onto this paper. It sounds cute when it falls on the paper. I mean, listen to this. It sounds like tapping of like a rain on the windowsill.
Yeah, hail sound.
Yeah, cute hail sound.
Ching.
Cheers.
No. I'm not gonna
I know what's gonna happen.
I'm not gonna say this, okay? But you know.
You're gonna say it's the best everything bagel you ever had, right?
Wow. It's not that chewy, Mina. I remember the first bagel I had when I came to US, because in Korea 30 some years ago there's no bagel, but now they have bagel, all kinds of bagel. But when I tried the bagel for the first time, what is this? It's so chewy. Oh my, oh gosh.
When you had bagel
but
for
with
the first
cream
time.
cheese. With cream cheese, it's really good. Lightly toasted with cream cheese, but this one you don't need the cream cheese. It's not that chewy. It's really, really, really superb.
Then we go crabbing and kayaking with Anthony and his family. We catch Dungeness crabs and red rock crabs. We learn about which ones to keep and which ones to put back in the water. Afterwards, we head back to Edenwild Inn and cook some crabs for dinner. I made a detailed video of this experience a while ago. I'll put the link to that video in the description box. It's a cool video, so yeah, I think you should watch it.
Let's get breakfast. It's waiting at our door. I got some sort of pastry, eggs, and fruit parfait. Applicious. Yesterday I learned that they bake something every morning for breakfast. You know how when you eat strawberries, because the seeds, it makes those like cracky sounds? Here, the edges, I think there are little bits of sugar. You know, those like specks of sugar on there? I think that's what's creating that kind of like chick 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 in this. Those sugars really camouflage with the rest of the pastry, but they're there. Those little bumps.
Gabrielle and Brendan invited us to their farm. I'm curious to know more about them, what they do, and meet their furry and feathery friends. Yum. These Wensleydale sheep get sheared every year. Gabrielle cards and spins their wool herself. She knitted this hat using their wool. His name is Mr. Donut, and her name is Joan Jett.
The birds just like hang out on their backs and they get pooped on, and the sheep too. But the sheep can't, they can't even feel it because of the wool.
Oh. They're feeding them donuts from yesterday.
This is their like special Saturday treat. Actually, sometimes we have another pig over there. When I come home in my truck, they come running because they know it's like donut day. Their ears are flapping. Yeah.
Their family is vegetarian, but they keep the animals on the farm because of what they do to the soil. In this case, the pigs turned over the soil with their nose in the past 2 to 3 days. A hedgerow will be planted here.
The chickens today are eating the leftover masa from our friends at Little Earth Tortilla. They live on a farm over there and they make tortillas. And also we shared some with the pigs, but the pigs ate theirs as soon as it arrived. The chickens are still working on theirs.
Wowza, how awesome is this? They converted this trailer into a chicken coop. It's portable and definitely protects them from predators.
The chickens will let themselves in at night. They'll go up and roost. And then once they're in for the night, our daughter Tilly will come and close the door and shut them in for the night.
The flaps on the side reveal nesting boxes, where the hens lay their eggs.
So these are beehives, and each box contains 50,000 bees.
In the beehive, the queen is the kind of director of all the things. And then all the worker bees are girls, and they rotate through all the jobs, taking care of the baby bees, of cleaning, of guarding, of foraging. And then there are drones, and they're slightly bigger, and those are the male bees. And their main job is to mate with the queen, and then they just eat. So in the fall, the workers kick all the drones out because they don't want them eating all their food over the winter. So the girls hang out in there and they kick out those drones because just good for mating with the queen. So the honeybees are unique because they work together in a colony and they are like one superorganism. Other bees, like mason bees or native bees, they're more singular. So that's what part of what makes honeybees special, is that they all work together.
What is this adorable little building? It's a glass room for drying.
These are different varieties of beans. You know, this is what they look like at first. And then we can pick this one. Let's see. Yeah, and then here's the beans. But you can see before they dry, you know, they're green. And then they dry and turn like that.
You just cook it and eat it in the winter?
Oh yeah, we eat them all the time.
I feel something between my legs.
That's Lewis.
Oh, it's a kitty!
We have 5 of them.
You have 5 kitties?
Maybe it's a kitty problem. We just had to talk about how many kitties is too many, and I said 15, but Brendan wasn't buying that. These are sunflower seeds that I'm drying to plant next year, and these are shallots that we grew this year that are in here drying to eat all winter. So we use them like onions. So the house was in Canada, in Victoria, Canada. They wanted to demolish it and put up condos. We found it and had a company move it for us. So they cut it into 2 pieces right here. You can kind of see on the roof and then all the way down here on the floor. And then they put it on a barge in the middle of the night. They brought it onto the island and very slowly moved. First they moved just 1 piece, and then a day later they moved the 2nd piece to our house. But they do it in the middle of the night because they have to take down power lines. It takes up the whole road. Now it's here and it's been our repurposed, adopted save a house. So the house was built originally in the 1920s, and so I love all of the trim and original artwork. It looks more like it belongs on the island because of the history of it. Up, down.
So we're completely off-grid here. We dug a well and we have our solar panels and batteries. Complete system in there.
You cooked it like rice.
I cooked it like rice, yeah. Except unlike, you know how like with rice, you kind of count on all the water getting absorbed? I strain this.
It's the first time I have had wheatberries. It's like corn. The skin is a little bit like that, but the inside is very soft.
Oh.
Later, we head back out on kayaks with Anthony to check the crab pots. And just like that, the hours flew by and the sun set.
It is 5:30 in the evening and it's very dark outside because the sun sets these days around 4:45. Majority of the restaurants on Lopez Island is within walking distance from here. I ordered something at Ursa Minor and we're gonna pick it up at 6:15. I'm quite hungry though, and we have some leftover from breakfast. The boiled egg. Ow. We're gonna pick up our food. It's chilly outside, so double scarf. I'm just gonna walk 1 minute. Be back inside. In here we have the Wagyu burger. The Wagyu beef is from a local farm and it's bookended by potato buns. And in this box we have braised greens. It's stewed in their sweet and sour sauce. The smell kind of reminds me of kimchi jjigae. But it doesn't taste too much like kimchi jjigae. The flavor is earthy. And it tastes more gentle than the smell.
냄새가 한국의 된장 시래기 무침 같아.
This time, let's try the burger. Originally, I wanted to get the albacore cheeseburger, but that was sold out. So I got this one instead. This is good. So I was reading on their website that this used to be a secret burger. Give us a bite, Momio. What's contributing to the deliciousness? Is it the sauce? Is it the beef? The first bite was pretty good too, even though I didn't have beef in the first bite. It's a bit salty
It's a bit savory, and there is a hint of spicy in there. I don't know how to describe it, but to say that it's delicious. I like the braised greens even more than the burger. I love how the restaurants here, they locally source their ingredients. And now what I learned is just because you get something locally raised here, it doesn't mean it's cheaper necessarily. Like with meat, it's not mass-produced meat, right? But the quality is better. So I heard there's a saying here where it's like the animals have only one bad day, and the rest of the time they're out in the fields, roaming around, eating the grass, and they rotate the fields, but the one bad day is their last day, right? These braised greens, the flavor, it makes me dance. I personally love these greens, but I do wonder, it might be a bit of an acquired taste for some people. And I say that because it's a bit earthy. 8:31 p.m. Good night. Good night. Today's breakfast includes 2 types of muffins. One of them is poppy seed. This one might be raisin. That looks like a little raisin popping out to say hello. Oh, it might be blueberry too. We got some more fruit parfait. Looks a bit like the quiche we had the other day. Though looking at the bottom, it looks like an omelet. So today is our last day on Lopez Island. So sad that it's coming to an end, but happy that it happened. Oops, lost the berry.
Mina.
We just made it to the Shark Reef Nature Trail, and at the entrance we are greeted by 2 toilets. How convenient, how friendly. Ooh, I like this path.
What a treat! We're encountering all kinds of mushrooms.
Another mushroom. Shelf mushroom. I think it's the artist conch.
The dirt path looks veiny due to the tree roots. The trailhead takes you to the waterfront and is a short hike with little elevation gain.
I heard that there are seals here. Oh, and some bull kelp down there.
Seaweed here, seaweed there, and now I'm craving seaweed soup. Let's squeeze in more nature time before leaving Lopez Island. While heading to the next destination, we practice the local culture and wave. Wave, wave, and wave some more.
Just made it to Watmough Bay. We're gonna walk to the water from here. I think you pronounce that as Watmough. There are places in Washington where you think the pronunciation is like a certain way, but it's actually another way. So for example, first time I saw sequim, I thought it was sequim, but then my friend told me it's squim. It's a short walk to the water. I would say about 5 minutes. And already smells a little salty. We saw 3 other cars parked, but we don't see anybody here though.
Watmough Bay is on the far east of Lopez Island. It's about a 10-minute drive from Iceberg Point. The walk we did to Watmough Bay from the parking lot was approximately a mile-long round trip. The bay is hugged by wooded cliffs. This here is Boulder Island. It was one of my first times using this drone, so I avoided flying it too far. Also kept it below the elevation of the highest tree. That was plenty enough thrill for a beginner like me.
There's another trail up this way, but we are running short on time. We're gonna have to come back in the summertime, explore the trails extensively. Though I don't think it's a very long trail, but we gotta get ready to go to the ferry. Gotta stand in line.
Yeah, Mina, we've been lucky during this trip. Timing and
The weather.
weather.
Oh yeah, starting from today around 4, the chances of it raining here, it's going to be like about 40% last time I looked at the forecast. And then in our neighborhood, it's going to be raining for sure. It's like 80%, was it? Chance of rain. So another reason why we're leaving a little earlier than we want. Also the daylight, right? We don't want to drive in hardcore rain in the dark.
We head back to Edenwild Inn for some last-minute packing, then bid farewell after a prolonged last look. What can I say? I'm a sentimentalist. But it's not goodbye forever. Oh my wow, I love this leafy shot so much. If there's a place with never-ending autumn, sign me up, cause I'm moving there. Time to catch the ferry. There's a 12:55 departure. The next one leaves 3 hours later around 4 p.m. and it's a first-come, first-serve ride.
12:22. So the rides throughout the day, they have a maximum capacity that varies. So on this ride, 12:55 p.m., 29 cars can go on this. So if we were number 30, too bad. But it looks like there's only like 10 cars or 15 cars ahead of us. So that's good. That's good. We're gonna make it. So the Monday through Friday 10:20 a.m. ferry, they carry up to 141 cars. 11:15 p.m. Saturday to Sunday, only 14 cars. As our trip comes to a close, do you have any reflections you'd like to share with us, Mamio?
There are lots of things to share. Beautiful sceneries, waving to the other drivers, and the family story, farm, and the beautiful, happy animals, and what else?
This island is just filled with friendly locals. So many trees, and then you got the water, the kayaking, the crabbing. So we want to thank Anthony and Crystal and their whole family for hosting us at their inn. And also thanks to Gabriel and Brendan for showing us their land and all the things they do. Their positivity and can-do attitude was very inspiring to me. And just meeting everyone's children, so adorable. Pretty much the way I want to raise my kids, if I ever have them.
Your last night dinner, Mina. Braised veggie and Wagyu burger. I will come back for that. And I'm gonna have a whole portion for myself. I'm not giving you even one bite.
I will steal a bite.
Already.
I will steal a bite. I'll make sure of that.
Yes! We made it on the boat. The boat.
Now, Lopez Island, there is a very DIY spirit here. There's a lot of things that you can't really do on this island. There's no movie theater. There's no McDonald's. There's no fast food. No Starbucks. But I learned about an island called Waldron, and over there is even more DIY because there's no electricity there. So what about laundry? You gotta do it old school way. You gotta do it by your hand. That's Waldron. But Lopez, we do have electricity here. We do have Wi-Fi.
And so our local island trip comes to a close. Washington State has other islands, and I'll be showing them to you one by one. What's the next island? It's a mystery to me as well. I think the next video though will be the tiny house tour on Wheatberry Island. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell. For food and travel in Korea, check out my other channel, Sweet and Tasty TV. Toodles, my noodles.
Hey, Mommy, I brought some snacks. Look at this. How cute is this pouch?
Mina, this bag is older than you. I brought it when I moved to America.
Mommy, I brought some sprouted quinoa with azuki beans. It feels a little bit like a haunted bathroom because the doors keep opening while the boat sways back and forth. 10:20 and we are arriving now at Lopez Island. The directions to our accommodation looks like a staircase. Check out this very thin chair. If I put my arm next to it, 1, 2, 3 arms. Just big enough for a booty. Looking at those stems waving together. It put me in a very reflective mood. The passing winds, sometimes seemingly tumultuous. It represents the hardships, the challenges of life. And the plants, those stems, they represent us. You know, they blow together. They're going through it together. And then they come back when all the storms pass by. You know, they're together.
Yum, 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 yum.
You can only get here by ferry or by seaplane or by private boat. So it is a 45-minute trek from the mainland. The ferry leaves from Anacortes, but once you get out here, it is kind of a world unto itself. It's just peaceful, definitely a slower pace of life. You know, we have great Wi-Fi, but not so good cell reception, as you would know from traveling around the island. But I think that's part of the charm. Our goal is for people to get something out of this, whether that be some peace in your life or some time to reflect about things or just time to connect with nature. You know, if we can do that for someone and give them a little bit of a break, little weekend getaway, then we're really, really happy and we feel like what we do is successful. So,
Agreed.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really special place. It has a mix of coastal trails and parks and preserves, but the interior of our island is all rural, and you can see one of our sheep herds here on the island.
When I was researching on places to eat on Lopez Island, I noticed a lot of places are only open on the weekend, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or like Friday through Sunday. So I asked the person who works at the food truck, is it always like that all year round? Actually, in the summer, they're more open. That's when more tourists come in, more visitors. But right now it's slow. So when you guys want to visit Lopez Island when it's off season, try to come on the weekend so you could eat more kinds of food. Otherwise, you might have to cook inside your hotel or your wherever you're staying. There is a market too that we're gonna visit later. Now let's try the donut. Oh wait, not donut, bagel. Ooh, I like this path.